Greetings. This is Elder Blacklight. This is precisely why, as men, black men, we need to stand up and build up a nation of our own.
A warning to our listeners and viewers. We begin today's show with a story that includes graphic details of sexual violence. On October 7th, a 22-year-old black woman in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, escaped from a white man who she says held her captive in his basement for nearly a month, whipping, torturing, and raping her repeatedly. The woman fled and knocked on a neighbor's door for help after the man left the house to take his son to school. About 7:30 a.m., I faintly heard a young female saying, "Help me." Lisa Johnson was the first person to encounter the woman and to help rescue her. She told the Excelsior Citizen the woman was nearly naked as she pleaded for help. It was actually like an S&M dress. It was plastic, black plastic, very short. It wasn't shorts, it was a dress. That's all she had on, and the duct tape around her neck and the collar. And it was restricted. It was a metal collar. It looked like a shot collar, a homemade one at that. I seen her wrists were pretty messed up and her ankles. Asked what she needed. It was obvious. I didn't really have to ask at that point. I just started looking. The first thing I did was tell her I was calling the police. That kind of agitator, she told her that if I called the police that he would kill both of us if he found out. She said he already killed her two friends that she was with. The woman who escaped said other black women were killed by her abductor. She's not spoken publicly, she's not been named, but she helped break open a story that the Kansas City police had vehemently denied, as community members raised alarm that black women and girls were being disappeared in September, possibly by a serial killer. Police responded by saying the reports were, quote, completely unfounded. Some of the concerns were raised in a now viral video by Bishop Tony Caldwell of Eternal Life Church by the independent publication A Kansas City Defender.
I am a little upset right now. The reason I'm upset is because we got 4 young ladies that have been murdered within the last week here off of 85th and Prospect. We got a serial killer again, and ain't nobody saying nothing. The media's not covering it. We got 3 young ladies that are missing. Ain't nobody saying a word. What is the problem? Why can't we get some cooperation? Where's our community leaders? Where's our activists? Where's our public officials? Where's our police department? Where is those folks at? In President Gardens. Come on now. We need to start knocking doors. We need to start making sure that this is brought to the light. We cannot continue to let this happen.
After that video went viral in September, the Kansas City Police Department spokesperson insisted there was, quote, no basis to support this rumor, unquote. But police have since arrested 39-year-old Timothy Hazlitt of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, for kidnapping and torturing the woman who escaped. The Kansas City Defender has reported on his social media posts saying they show the sexual predator was, quote, a white supremacist who believed we are in a race war. For more, we're joined in Kansas City by 2 guests, Ryan Sorrell, founder of the black-led independent newspaper, The Kansas City Defender, and Justice Gatson, executive director of the Real Justice Network, a black woman-led organization based in Kansas City, Missouri. Welcome you both to Democracy Now! I mean, Ryan, your black-led independent newspaper has been leading the charge on this as the police department adamantly denied there was any issue until this woman escaped with chains. Can you take us through this story, and not only her story, but she said to the woman who helped her that her friends were killed?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that this is one of the most horrific tragedies that I have ever come across in my lifetime. I know that when we first reported this story, we received it from numerous community members who were making these reports and testimonies is what we refer to them as. The police department refers to them as rumors, largely because they come from the Black community, but we reported these reports and testimonies in mid to late September. And, rather than reaching out to us to understand and gather more information about where this information from, rather than reaching out to the community to understand where these concerns were coming from, the police department, 3 days after we reported this initially, came out and literally just said these are completely unfounded rumors, is what they called them.
Mr. Muhammad's home. We want to thank him for being so gracious and extending this opportunity for us to explore with him the full meaning of the Black movement. He has written a book called The Message to the Black Man in America, which will soon be published. And we have used this book to base a number of our questions with Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad, in this book you make a number of stipulations of which we would like to press you on in the course of this session today. One, you call for the separation of the Negro into a separate state, either in the United States or made possible by the United States. Two, you say that war between the white and the black is inevitable. Yes.
This brother here was the only brother, the only man, real man that we had to stand up and build for his own, like the white man did. That's why our women, don't like us. The white man built for his people, schools, took over the land, snatched it from the Indians, made us bow down to him. Along came Elijah. He defied the Caucasian, built up schools, farms, had boats, had meat packing plants. A real man. These brothers today, they talk stuff. That's all they do is talk. Now we need to rally around, no matter what part of the United States you're living in, the men need to rally around, just like the Million Man March. But y'all let it die. You need to rally around Kansas City, wherever white supremacy is just right out blatant. We need to come in, stand up as men. I'm Black Light. Spreading the truth, passing the mic. Truth should be told and not sold. Assalamu alaikum.